Alright, we should be live right now.
Alright. What is upstream?
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the final run of the Not the Same Marathon. I'm here to do Egg Shuttle. I'm here for RA66. And yeah, let's get this started. Just before I do the run real quick, I just want to point out, today is 9/11, and for 9/11, we got some USA Sonic drip here. And okay, let's get started. So I will be doing the Egg Shuttle category for this game. And for those of you who don't know, Egg Shuttle is a New Game Plus style category where we play through every stage, every boss in order, boost carries over between stages, and it gives us a final time at the end. And so let's get started. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. So, starting off here at TR1, you're gonna notice something that's gonna be a little bit different than if you were playing this game for the first time, and that is the fact that we have every wisp to start. That is probably the biggest advantage to speedrunning Egg Shuttle, as opposed to just doing it from a new file, is we get to start with every wisp in the game. It's relevant here in TR1 right away because we use the drill. It's relevant in TR2. It's relevant in a lot of stages, and you guys will see going forward how important it is.
Yeah, TR, Sweet Mountain, and a bit of Starlight Carnival is where the route differences are the most major. Starting in like Planet Wisp, the routes are pretty much the same between any percent and Egg Shuttle.
Yep. Oh, okay. That's... I used the laser there a little bit early.
That might have been like, does the drill respawn?
No, nope. I guess not. Okay, well...
We're taking the any percent route.
This is the any percent route. I'll use the drill here. And there we go. Okay, so improvision right there off the start. That's fine.
There's a spring there. Wow.
I didn't even know that existed. But there, I used the laser a little bit early. That's totally fine. I'm just gonna keep going here. I'm gonna have a little less boost for the next stage, but that's okay.
And you'll see Mikey's going to be switching on rails when he can to conserve his speed. It doesn't work quite as well as it did on Wii, but it's still effective.
Yeah, so that's TR1. Next up is TR2. Here in TR2, we're going to see our first instance of what is called a slope jump. So I'm going to jump off a slope here, and it's going to give me a lot of height, like a lot more height than you would normally expect from a jump in this game. It's important in a lot of places. It's just the first spot where you have to do it. So we're gonna get this first Wisp capsule, do the slope jump here, and there we go. Here's another spot where I use the drill. This time I'll actually use it. There we go. And yeah, TR2 is just a really short stage. Not much to it. It's pretty simple. I'll also use the laser in the stage. You don't unlock the laser actually until TR3. That's the first spot if you were to play this game casually where you can use the laser.
Yeah, doing the ending without the laser is just really dumb. It just sucks. Taking the stupid fancy here.
Yeah, and since I'm low on boost here, I'm gonna use another laser. Oh. Okay, I got a glitch there where it puts you in the air after you use the laser. So I'm not able to get a lot of boost from those enemies, but that's okay.
Because TR3 really change that much with boost.
Yeah, TR3 is exactly the same. It's a super boost friendly stage. You're gonna get a lot of boost during it, so that's fine. TR3 also has the first skip in the run. I'm gonna do a 3D and 2D. It saves about 4 or 5 seconds over just playing the stage casually. There we go. What I'm gonna do is jump around a trigger that would normally put me in 2D, and I'm gonna be in 3D. And you're just gonna see how much faster Sonic moves in 3D, and I'm able to weave around objects and get to the end of the 2D section just a little bit faster. There we go, now I'm in 3D. I get this checkpoint for safety. Oh, okay. It's okay there. That port is tricky is you actually have to hold straight right or else you fall off. That's okay. Just gonna try it again right here. There we go, that's what it's supposed to look like. And there we go, that's the end of the 3D and 2D. Quick death, not a big deal, that's why we hit the checkpoint there.
So, yeah, if he doesn't grab the checkpoint, he loses like, he gets that like 30 seconds back.
Gonna need this laser. Do a little bank shot off the ground here. And hit this diamond up top. There we go. And that's tier 3. So it's a really cool stage, easily one of my favorite in the run. Huge reset point though. The skip is not easy. Definitely not a beginner-friendly skip. But I'm glad I was able to show it off. And the rest of Tropical Resort is sort of like a cooldown moment. Not much is going to happen here. Tier 4, 5, 6, and the boss are all under 40 seconds.
The boss is a pretty big reset point for Mikey though, so we're going to have
to... Yeah, I'm pretty notorious
focus up.
For losing runs after TR3 and Tropical Resort, which is something you shouldn't do. There's TR4, sorry if you missed it, it's a really basic stage. Fortunately, I did die, and when you die in this game, you actually respawn at a checkpoint with no boost. So I'm going to be low on boost for this next stage, that's totally fine. Also, another cool quirk about dying is if you die in your 3D and 2D, the game will actually keep it. So you're able to continue doing skips even if you're dead. Which helps a lot.
It depends on if you get respawned past where you jumped around the trigger, then you'll stay in 3D. Yeah. Pretty. Some spots it makes it a lot easier, and some spots it makes it a lot harder.
Yep. But it's important for backups for a lot of 3D and 2Ds actually. There is just Spike Wisp. A lot of runners of this game really hate the Spike Wisp. It just loves to not work.
It looks really
it worked,
cool.
But we'll see some glitches.
But it functions a lot less than it looks like it does. It looks really functional when you watch somebody good use it, but he really likes to turn around, and it's also some routes are also pretty precise on making sure you get as much out of the meter as possible, because you can drain it really fast if you're bad.
Yep. And here's TR6, one of the shortest stages in the run. Yeah, it's pretty much over now. Here's another use of Spike. Triangled right, and there we go, 11-second stage. Probably the first split to go well this run, but okay. Keep going.
Almost a 10.
Almost a 10. I've started to get a lot better at that stage, but I have gotten a 10 exactly once. And I've gotten 11 OX like a billion times. Here's the TR boss. One interesting thing about bosses in this game is they want you to use wrist, and they do double damage to a lot of bosses. So normally it'll take 3 homing attacks, stomps, whatever to kill them. But since I used the laser, it's only going to take 2 hits.
Yeah, this boss actually spends like about twice as much time dying as he spends alive during this fight. It's pretty funny how you kill him at like 6-7 seconds and he dies at 23, 24.
Yep. Glad that went well because I'm very good at messing it up. I try to min-max the laser, I try to do everything to go fast, and I just really love messing that fight up. But anyway, here's Sweet Mountain. We've already done a Tropical Resort. Sweet Mountain is a humongous reset point for a lot of top-level runners. SM1 is definitely a good example of that. I'm going to go over here to grab this laser to set up the skip. There's a skip in the stage. It's pretty tricky. It's going to look kind of similar to TR3. But yeah, here we go. Should be good. I'm in 3D. Okay, I don't know what's going on at the background right now.
Yeah, some of the textures at the start of the stage weren't loaded either. I wasn't sure what the heck was going on.
That's okay. There we go, and now I'm just gonna jump around this block, boost all the way across that gap, and here we are at the end. I don't know what's going on, but the stage is functioning. That's all that matters.
The collision is loaded, the texture's not quite as much.
And there we go, that's SM1. That went very well. That's a very tough skip there. Definitely not a beginner skip. Would not recommend going for that if you're a beginner. But, there we go. Here's SM2. Now, if you're a fan of skips, you should be a fan of Sweet Mountain, because there is another skip now in this stage. It's one of the bigger ones. It might not look like it, but it is certainly one of the bigger ones in this game. It saves about 10 seconds. It's just one really tight rail jump, and we're going to confuse the game into thinking we're part of the background instead of the foreground in order to skip to a later section of the stage.
Yeah, you just jump with enough speed, and the game just gets confused and puts you in the wrong 2D path. Pretty cool.
And there we go. That's the skip right there. Yeah, it doesn't really look like you did a skip, but certainly it is a big skip.
Yeah, it saves more than like most of the really cool, long, drawn-out 3D and 2D skips. Most of those save like less than 10 seconds, and this one saves 12, so it's a pretty important one though.
Yeah, and fun fact, that might actually be the first time that skip has ever been hit in a marathon. Not sure if you guys saw Critical Sid's run at GDQ almost 3 years ago, but he actually missed that skip. So we might have just made history, might have not, who knows. Here's SM3. There is actually a 3D and 2D in this stage, but it is borderline TAS only, I would say. Certainly been done by humans. Some actually attempted in runs, but it is not worth going for in the slightest at the level that I play at and at the level 95% of runners play at.
Yeah, there's so many things that need to go right, and even if like a few things don't go right, you might live, but it doesn't even, it only saves like a few seconds, so you need it to go like perfectly to make it worth it anyway.
And there's the Rocket Wisp. Hope you guys aren't fans of the Rocket Wisp, because that is one of the 3 times we'll use him this run. It's just super slow, not fast. I mean, that's like the only time where it's just straight up faster in Sweet Mountain, which is the stage that introduces the Rocket Wisp.
Yeah, if you use the Rocket Wisp where he did, you can actually you're normally supposed to like enter this really slow free fall animation. It looks kind of fast as he dives down, but it's actually really slow. But if you do it exactly where he did, for some reason you can just boost out of it and fall normally, which is way faster.
Okay, here is Sweet Mountain Act 4, one of the biggest skips in the run, as opposed to just playing the stage skipless. I'm going to do probably the simplest 3D and 2D setup. I'm just going to jump over the trigger. I'm going to try to get up here. It's sort of a tight slide jump to get up there. Oop, almost. Come on. There we go. Grab this laser. Gonna angle it off of that loop here. Now I'm in the air, and there's the goal ring. Whoops. Okay. There we go.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I boosted it a little early and I just missed it, but there is actually a lot of just collision behind the goal ring.
Yeah, they added a whole extra section in the Ultimate Remake where they gave you that spot to move around with the Ghost Wisp, and for some reason that section is just incredibly wide for no reason at all. Definitely saving Mikey's skin there.
Yeah. Here's SM5. There's another skip in SM5, but it's also pretty hard, not gone for by a lot of runners, so I'm just gonna play a stage skipless. It's one of my favorite stages, skipless, just fun 2D platforming. It's not much advanced tech here. I guess we could talk about the perfect homing attack here. You may see the homing attack reticle like light up green when I homing attack something. That is actually only in the ultimate version of this game. And what that does is it'll give me just a tiny bit of boost each time I do that. Which is important because it just helps micromanage your boost. It is about the equivalent to what is tapping boost twice, is what I get from a perfect homing attack. It is also important because if you perfect homing attack an enemy, you can do actions out of it a lot quicker. So I could boost stomp, homing attack another enemy, just a lot quicker if I were to perfect homing attack as opposed to regular homing attack.
Yeah, you think it would be slower to wait for the reticle to show up, but because of how much quicker you can act out of a perfect homing attack, it's pretty much always beneficial to do it.
That looks good, nice. Yeah, so here's a Spike Wisp again. We didn't see a lot of him early on, and he functioned well there. That was a good SM6, but if you watch a lot of famous clips of this game, you'll see why we hate the Spike Wisp. Yeah, he carries a lot of momentum in the air when you jump the spike with us. You saw that there twice. Yeah, that's used a few times, but mainly there at that point in SM6.
Kind of funny that for some reason in this game, you actually can't jump out of the spike with spin dash unless you cancel it first. So you actually have to do B-A-A to use spin dash, A to cancel the spin dash, and then A again to jump. You can't just press B and then A like it's Sonic Adventure or something.
Yep. Here's a sweet mountain boss. It's actually my favorite boss in the run. I'm just gonna try to get to the end as fast as possible. We need to destroy the yellow cannonball there, as you guys saw, because that gives us the drill wisp, which destroys this boss. It'll just kill him in one hit. We need to do it twice, obviously. But if I were to homing attack him or stomp him or whatever, I need to hit him 3 times.
It also like makes him come down from the ship way faster when you activate the drill. I'm not really sure why he just zooms right down right away and you can just hit him instantly. Kinda gotta sit around and wait for him to land from the ship otherwise.
Yep. Here in Starlight Carnival Act 1, you're gonna see me spam all of my boosts to the start. That's because in the opening section where we have these enemies shoot at us, it's actually faster to air dodge there. Jump and spam air dodges as opposed to just running or boosting. It's like the only spot in the game, to my knowledge, where it does that. So I'm just gonna spam out all my boost.
Yeah, boosting doesn't actually save any time in this section. He just wants to get rid of it because the automated section, when the arrow chasers come in, for some reason spamming air dash is actually faster than the really, really slow normal animation. You can only air dash when you're out of boost in this game.
Yep. So here in Starlight Carnival 1, I'm gonna do a skip. I'll explain. I'm gonna try to focus here.
Yeah, so what he's gonna do is he's gonna try and avoid the auto run trigger to enter the next section. Got it. And then he's gonna try and jump over the trigger to enter the ship.
A little low. Oh, we got it. Oh.
And then he boosts under the entire 2D section of the ship and lands on the invisible path. And if the path doesn't load, that means he was really close to dying.
Yeah, so there's another spot, probably the most important slope jump in the run, right there. That slope jump, depending on how close you jump to the end of the slope, is how much height you get. There I jumped a little early, I got very little height, but just barely enough to make it there. And like Aura said, you'll know if you just barely made it is if the road didn't load in.
Yeah, there's like a separate trigger to load the path. One to load the collision, I think, and one to load the auto run, and then one to load the actual graphics of the track. And if you miss the one to load the path or the graphics and you hit the auto run one, you were really low.
Double black car there, it's good luck. And yeah, that skip saves about 25 seconds, so it is a huge reset point if you miss it. If I were to jump, like I said, it's easier to hit the skip if you jump later. But if you don't jump early enough, you'll enter the 2D section that we skipped, and it is very slow and you lose 25 seconds.
Yeah, so it looks like you can just jump at the very end of that ramp, but there's actually a trigger that auto jumps you into the ship because the game needs to send you into the ship. So you actually need to jump over a trigger that sends you into the ship. So it's kind of hard to dodge that and have enough height to make it into the ship.
Shout out to the Cube Wisp there. That is the only time you will see him in this run. Unfortunately, we love the Cube Wisp, but he is super slow. You actually can't beat the game without using the Cube Wisp there. The game makes you do that.
Yeah, we've tried.
We love the Cube.
The Cube is like the backup strat in Planet Wisp 3, so if things really go down, you might see it again.
But yeah, that's SC1. One of my least favorite stages in speedrunning, but we're done. On to SC2, another Spike Wisp stage. Another stage where the Spike likes to fail. I'm not sure if you guys saw the Aura clip, but it has been playing in between runs. Yeah, the Spike hates us.
Yeah, this one, managing the Spike meter is actually really important too, because if you do as many the spin dashes just eat through the meter.
Yeah, so like there, I could spin dash to go a little faster, but I would rather. Oh, okay. I'd rather not, because that'll drain through the meter just a little faster. And if you run out of spike there, it's very slow. And there, I ran out of spike mid jump, which is incredibly unlucky. and that killed my jump, but it's fine. Able to back that up. Now here's SC3, one of 2 spring stages. I'm very notorious for dying in the stage. It is an auto-scroller mostly, this beginning part. Is very execution heavy, but yeah.
Yeah, you can't do much to speed up the end. The spring does move faster when you're ahead of it, so he's going to try and, on this horizontal part, be ahead of the spring so that it moves faster to try and catch up to him. But when it gets to the vertical part, there's nothing you can do. So here he goes to those platforms to make the spring catch up, but now he just has to wait.
Yep, and if I were to die at any part from here to the end of the stage, I have to do this whole second spring part again, which is very bad. You guys saw the clip of me in between runs of me dying here. I'm very good at dying here. But yeah, very boring stage. This is why most speedrunners hate Starlight Carnival. This stage has auto-scrollers. Act 1, Act 5 we're gonna see. It's just a very auto-scroller heavy stage.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, by far the most auto-scrollers, by far the most dumb stuff likes to happen here. Especially when you're not focused, because Starlight Carnival tends to make you not focus.
Yep. Here is SC4. Probably the most execution-heavy stage of Starlight Carnival. Whoops. We're gonna see these globe guys. They're just gonna shoot stuff at us, like really annoying. Here I'm gonna perfect homing attack that enemy, make sure I do, and in this pulley here, I'm gonna perfect homing attack that too. Because you see, I have no boost entering the stage, now I have a little bit of boost to boost in this section. Just a little bit faster. Those are a few of the routed in perfect homing attacks I always make sure to do.
Yeah, a lot of the boost route actually has changed quite a bit from Wii. Like, the perfect homing attack, when you see how little boost you get from it, you're just like, that's not going to change very much. But there are some parts where you just barely don't have enough boost to do something, or you end up doing like 5 perfect homing attacks in a stage, and it ends up being like a quarter of your meter. So it certainly changes the route like, a bit more than you would expect.
Okay, this is the auto-scroll I was talking about in SC5. Fun fact, you save 4 seconds here if you hold up. I did not know this until about a week ago. Top 10 runner, by the way, but yeah, you save 4 seconds here if you hold up. That's the only way to speed this part up, though. There's no air dashes like in SC1. We're just gonna go forward and enter the free fall section, very slow.
I don't know. I'm pretty certain that most automated sections don't work like that. I'm not sure. I just always held up because I've just been paranoid that they all are like that, but I never really timed them.
Okay, now say hello to the Hover Wisp. This is the first time we're gonna use him. One cool quirk about the Hover Wisp is if I spam it, the meter actually drains ever so slightly slower. It's a lot more noticeable on Wii, a lot easier to spam on Wii. But I'm gonna do it a few times here to make the run down just a little bit slower. To make some tight hover, platforming. Here is actually an important part because I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but Starlight Carnival is entirely 2D, excluding quick step sections. This is the only part you go in 3D in Starlight Carnival. So another reason why I don't like Starlight Carnival, because I like going in 3D.
Yeah, and you can't really even do 3D and 2Ds when you're always in 3D.
And I'm going to spam this a little bit. That's the light dash button, by the way, that I'm spamming. When there's no rings to light dash on, it just does a little wave effect. Getting that rainbow ring, and there we go.
Yeah, it's kind of like an awkward thing you got to do there, because you still need to hold A to ascend and mash B at the same time to spam light dash to make the meter go down faster. So it's... I definitely have to switch grips for this part. I'm assuming Mikey does too.
I actually do not. Because the route I do, I don't actually have to spam it that much.
Oh yeah, you do take the easy route.
Here, we're actually going to use the light dash for its intended mechanic. There we go. Now, the meter actually doesn't go down while you're chaining rings. So we're going to use that to advantage to go up here, to skip that hover that you're supposed to take. There we go. And I'm going to perfect homing attack these enemies. Oh, whoops. And you can chain them just a little bit faster there at the end and boost right into the goal ring faster. Shoutouts to Abby Kyla for telling me that route, because I used to, in my PB, I get like a 39. I do like a really dumb route. So shoutouts to Abby for waking me up and telling me to do that. Here's the Starlight Carnival boss. I absolutely hate the Starlight Carnival boss. To start here, we got a homing attack his eye. Okay, I already messed it up. I'm just gonna... There we go. You want to hit this 10 times here. Now he's going to spawn a laser, and I want to hit his eye again 9 times, actually, and then use the laser. Go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now he's going to pick a lane after this. We want him to pick right or left. If he stays in the center, that's fine, because he's going to pick another lane. But if he stays in the center twice, we lose time. It's one of the only RNG parts of this run. I gotta make sure I get this. There we go, he picks left, so now I can homing attack this engine. Use the laser there, and that should be it. There we go. But yeah, see how we picked left there, so I was able to hit the engine? You can't just keep hitting the eye, because it'll run out of health. And you can only attack the engines if he's in the opposite lane of the engine. So we need him to pick right or left so we can attack those. If he stays in the middle, we have to wait for him to go into 2D for him to be killed. Which is, it's pretty rare to see that, but it is one of the few RNG moments of the run.
Yeah, you also have to make sure not to hit him too many times on like phase 2. If you hit him 10 instead of 9 times, like the eye would break, and then he becomes invincible. The laser actually wouldn't hit him, and it's really stupid.
Yep. And here's Planet Wisp. Shout out to the music, it's really good. But Planet Wisp 1 is one of my favorite stages. There is a skip in the stage. It is very hard. If you want to see it, you should watch Sid's AGDQ 2020 run. He does it there. But yeah, it's a very hard skip, very hard to save time with as well, so I'm not going to do it. I never do it in runs. It's very uncommon to see people do it in runs. Here's another spike here. This is the home of the spike list, so we're going to see him a little bit in Planet Wisp. Oh, whoopsie. Back that up, there we go. When you bounce off the enemies in this game, you get tremendous height. Kind of like a slope jump. So we're able to use that to our advantage to skip some sections.
I don't know why they decided to give that such absurd height in this game. It's been a thing in like pretty much every game since Sonic 1, but it's just never given you like twice, 3 times your normal jump height.
Yeah. There's another quick step section. Coming up on the end here, we're gonna use the spike again in a little bit. Now this spike really sucks, and if you tap it twice, it likes to go backwards a lot. It'll just, the F you, go in the other direction. So I'm just gonna tap it once and just let it roll into the goal ring like that. If I were to tap it twice there, he could just go backwards and I'd lose like 5 seconds, and it's really stupid.
Yeah, the way that Spike decides which direction it goes is really annoying. It's like you can't just keep holding right if you want to keep going like the same direction. If he like turns a corner, you actually have to change which direction you need to hold to keep going that way, and it's pretty easy to miss and go the other way.
Here's Planet Wisp 2. Now I do a little bit of a different route than most runners. We're gonna see the Ghost Wisp. The Ghost Wisp does not exist on the Wii version. Only this one. That's the only time we're gonna see the Ghost Wisp. But yeah, he just lets you go through platforms by hitting enemies. Lets you float. Pretty cool. I'm gonna use him right here to avoid going down in that section at the bottom, and just go right up here, right at the end of the stage. And I'm gonna boost off that enemy. There we go. So I don't have to platform. And that's PW2.
Yeah, the Ghost Wisp is normally not used because, as you can see, it moves really slowly, so it kind of needs to be used to skip something in order to actually be useful, which it can be in a few spots, but most of them are actually slower than other skips. Like that one.
PW3. This has the only skip that is possible on the Ultimate version, but not the Wii version. So it abuses the tail save mechanic. Now what we're going to do here is get a laser and then just die as fast as possible. When you die in a quick step section and Tails saves you, he actually saves you without the quick step physics, so we can move in all the directions. That's important because that lets us aim our laser up, and that lets us skip the stage.
Almost made it.
So I'm gonna go in these rainbow rings, activate the laser, aim it up, turn and boost. And there we go. That's PW3. Impossible on the Wii
Nice.
version, only possible on the Ultimate version. Saves about, I actually don't know how much time it saves. Like 10 seconds?
Funnily enough, even if you could cancel the physics of the auto run section, you still wouldn't be able to do the skip on Wii because Ultimate also changed how the laser works. You can aim it 360 degrees around, and then the Wii version it's about like 90, maybe a little more. So you wouldn't be able to aim it straight up, even if you could do it like that. So we'll actually see the use of being able to angle the laser straight up in this stage. For another, like, just a faster version of the skip than you can do on Wii.
Yeah, so we're supposed to use the laser here, but we're just gonna hold on to it and use it to take a shortcut right here to skip to a very much later portion of the stage. Just gonna hold up here, it'll aim it perfectly. There we go. Oh, whoops. Ah, okay. That section's tough because the homing attack reticle likes to target all those guys that are moving on the conveyor belt. Makes it a bit awkward, but yeah, it's pretty safe if you just homing attack the enemies.
Yeah, so you would have to bank that laser off the wall in Wii because you can't aim it straight up, and then you wouldn't be able to make it as high, and you have to ride that rail all the way around too.
Now here is PW5, one of the stages that changes the most due to being an egg shuttle and having boost at the start. Because, oh, I didn't even mention this, but like if you were to play this game normally, you don't have boost to start at a stage. If you're doing an 8% run from a completed file, your boost does not carry over between stages. So you start every stage with no boost. And in ILs, that's how it works too. So this stage is a lot faster with boost at the start. So yeah, I'm able to just boost through those blocks, get to the end. It's also why you can't submit ILs. It's probably the main reason why you can't submit ILs that are done in egg shuttle runs, unless it's TR1, because you have boost and rings that carry over between stages.
Yeah, and so boost carrying over works both ways. Like, a lot of stages save minor amounts of time starting with boost, but then there are also some stages where you actually don't want boost. So you'll see Mikey, I think, is going to be trying to drain his meter here because he wants to start the boss with none.
Correct. Yeah, so sometimes it's advantageous to have no boost going into the next stage, sometimes it's not. So here I'm just going to spam it a little bit. You drain boost a lot faster if you just tap it, by the way, so that's why. And I'm going to leave myself with just enough boost to be able to get on this wall here. But enough so I actually run out. So now I'm out of boost, which is good. Let's see if I get the jump. Oh, I was a little late, but there we go. That's fine. 56 is good. And now I have no boost, because I want... The main reason why I want no boost is because you can't air dash with boost. And I want... Air dash is part of my setup for the kill in this boss. So if I get it here... Get the spike here, move to the left, land on the platform, and there we go. Normally these platforms spin. Sometimes they just don't. It's
Yeah, what
weird.
the heck? Why did they not spin?
That happens sometimes, actually. It's not just a one-off thing. But yeah, the spike there does double damage, just like how the laser did double damage to the TR boss. Spike there does double damage. There we go. I'm also notoriously bad at that boss. Sort of fixed my problem recently, but yeah.
I love how the spike box is always active, so you're literally just hanging out in the boss's hitbox and hit him frame 1 when he's vulnerable again.
Yep. If I were to miss that hit there, though, I'd have to wait for him to do an attack, and it loses like 20 seconds. It's very slow. Here's AP1. I'm gonna go for a skip here. If I miss it, I'll try it one more time. It's pretty tough. It's another 3D and 2D similar to SM1 and TR3. I'm gonna use the laser here and try to land on a seam that's both inbounds and out of bounds. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Now I'm gonna jump around the 2D trigger. Good. Land there, get some extra boost to the end here, and there we go. That's the skip. Saves about 10 seconds, 12 seconds over playing the stage normally. It's also really freaking cool. One of my favorite skips in the run.
Yeah,
And I got the stomp at the end, 54. Okay.
Let's go. I love that stomp at the end too. It's so fast because as kind of explained before, 3D speed is faster than 2D speed, so you have to conserve 3D boost speed into the 2D water section. So you're just going way faster there than you would otherwise.
Yeah. It's a tough skip, one of the last I put in. Also, here's AP2. It's similar to TR6, so it's just like really short. You boost through it. Whoops. There we go. Line myself up there. Perfect homing attacks. Able to homing attack those enemies faster. Boost to that guy, and there we go. That's the end. I do a little bit of a different route than most runners. That route's really safe. Almost never die. Ideally get a 16, but I messed up at the second part, last 2 seconds, but that's fine. Here's AP3, one of my least favorite stages. It's super boring. We're gonna spend pretty much the whole stage underwater, but we do get to see the rocket wisp for the second time.
Yeah, the water is kind of slow, but unfortunately the upper route is a lot slower than the water route, so we're gonna be taking the bottom route this time. You'd be doing a lot of free falling from the rocket wisp, which we will again be canceling by using the rocket at a time where you bonk your head on the ceiling.
Here we go. Yep. And I want this enemy to die, so I'm not gonna. If I go too fast there, I actually despawn him, and he dies off screen, and I don't get the boost from him. I'm gonna boost here, use the rocket, and it's gonna be similar to SM3, where we cancel the free fall animation by ending it early, and we're able to boost right after that and boost in the water. If you boost in the water, you don't go in.
Yeah, that's like so much faster than having to if you go up the middle and free fall your way back down the elevator section.
Absolutely. Here's AP4. One of the stages that just saves the most time just by knowing the route, because there's specific pipes you want to go through with the drill, specific drills you want to pick up.
I mean, he's already starting by going backwards. It's the first stage that's like that.
Super counterintuitive, not very beginner friendly, but definitely one you want to know the route as soon as possible. You can go through a ton of pipes here, get another drill going here. One neat quirk about the drill is if you hold the square button or B button or whatever, just the boost button, in the drill he moves faster, but he turns way wider. And so when I'm turning, I want to release the boost button, but when I'm just moving to the right, I want to keep it held down. Got that laser here. And now here is, you know how PW3 is only possible on Sonic Colors Ultimate? There is actually a skip here, but that is only possible on Sonic Colors Wii, due to the frame rate being different. We have done it on Ultimate, but only through lagging the game and lowering the frame rate, which is banned in runs, so that's irrelevant now.
It's so weird that the frame rate affects the game's physics so much. It was clear even before Ultimate when you play it on the 60 FPS mod, but it affects like everything, like his jump height, like how long it takes him to start a jump. It affects like almost every part of the run in some way, shape, or form, and it definitely makes certain skips possible on only some versions.
Yep. That's AP4. That's another spot where you actually really want to end the stage with no boost. So if I had a little bit of extra boost at the end, I would have spammed it, because this stage right here, it is crucial to have the air dash. You're going to see me air dash a ton. If you have boost here, it totally messes you up. This is a really tough stage.
It is technically faster if you have boost, but it doesn't save much, and it's way riskier, and it's really hard to practice because you can't do it in ILs, so it's just, might as well just use the air dash here. Funny thing is, if you actually use your boost to try and do the section as fast as possible, if you go fast enough, you'll go off screen and the camera won't be able to catch up with you, so you'll have to do blind platforming with boost on really small platforms. It's just not a good time. Just empty your boost.
Yeah, so this is the second spring stage, SC3 being the first. This one's a lot more fun. It's still nothing we can do to speed up this part, besides stomp to the beat. But
yeah. I really love the start and how you can basically like almost completely avoid using the horizontal spring, and it has one of my favorite stage themes, so I don't even mind the upward auto scrolly part. You just get to jam out.
Yep. You might have saw at the end there I did perfect homing attack that spring. That's another routed in perfect homing attack. It just makes it a little easier because you get 2 tap boost after that, which makes it a little bit faster at the end. But that's AP5, here's AP6. This has probably the most beginner-friendly skip in the game. Definitely the first one I learned. We're going to do a 3D and 2D at the end. First we gotta get there. I'm doing our slope jump, an underwater slope jump. Oh, got caught by the enemy there. It's a little bit slower. I have to mash up.
Yeah, getting hit by the enemies for some reason, like, just loses you all that upward speed that you had.
Yeah, it really sucks, but it's whatever. Make sure to kill those fish with the drill, because now we have full boost, and we started the stage with actually no boost. That's very important. And here we're going to use the Hover Wisp again, for the first time since Starlight Carnival. And it's going to be important for the skip to use the Hover Wisp. So let's see in a bit. I'm going to go up high here so I can skip taking that pulley. Just boost across here, do some hops to keep my speed, and get to the end of that section. And now we have another Hover Wisp. This guy's going to help us with the skip. I want to make sure to land on this ledge. Boost and double jump off of it. Spam hover a little bit so I get some extra height. And make sure I'm lined up with that little line on the house there. Gonna boost over. Stop. Now I'm in 3D. Went right over the 2D section. And we're able to just go around this entire 2D section, which is really slow, right into the goal ring. One of the more beginner-friendly skips. If you want to speedrun this game, certainly give that one a shot when you're learning. Not very hard, or it has a great tutorial on it.
It's super cool that this is the only use of underwater 3D. You're actually never supposed to be underwater in 3D in this game, but like the underwater physics do also affect your 3D physics as well, and you get to your double jump gives you conserve so much speed if you have the fish. It's actually kind of crazy. It's kind of sad that they don't let you ever do underwater 3D, but another quirk is that you stay underwater as long as you don't exit the 2D water plane. So he was clearly above the water level at some points, and the game just still considered him underwater.
Here's the AP boss. Nobody likes the AP boss, but it's going to be similar to the Sweet Mountain boss, where you got to get the end of this gauntlet here. And then we want something to break, so we get a drill. Here we want the yellow missile to break on that glass thing right there. Good, and then we gotta lure this all the way to the other glass container. Here we go, and then this drill, again, ends the boss phase in 1 hit as opposed to 3 if I were to jump into him or stop. Huge for speedruns. Make sure you hit him. If you miss him with the drill, by the way, he'll go far off to Neverland. You'll never see him again. He goes so fast, and you will not catch up to him with the drill. Very important that you hit him for the first time when he slows down.
Yeah, I think the higher the frame rate, the harder it is to catch him too. I don't think it was hard, but I definitely think it was doable on Wii. I don't think I've ever caught him on 60.
And yeah, that's Aquarium Park, cool stage. Now we're on to Asteroid Coaster. Possibly my favorite stage. Similar to Sweet Mountain, Asteroid Coaster is incredibly broken. There's going to be a lot of skips we do here. Starting here with Act 1, we have what's called Coaster Skip. And don't be scared, it's a lot easier than the one in SATX, a lot more friendly. And it also saves a ton of time. Easily, probably the first thing you should learn if you speedrun this game. I'm just going to jump over a wall, and they didn't leave collision there. So yeah, I'm just going to jump over a wall and boost and land at the later part of the stage. It looks a lot harder than it actually is. Here we go. You always get caught by these fans. Hitbox is huge. I want to make sure I take the top path here. Now, the top path actually breaks even with the bottom path, but there's an enemy here that gives us boost. Super important. That guy right there. And we skip the compliment ramp at the bottom, which is super slow. Now, fun fact, there is actually a 3D and 2D here. I'm very bad at it. It only saves 2 seconds. so I don't do it in runs. I have done it in ILs.
There's only 2 on this one? Wow.
Oops. Oh, okay. I died there. That's fine. I hit the checkpoint right outside. That part is super scuffed.
Yeah, the game flips your gravity over and over again, like 3 or 4 times in that small part, so it's kind of hard to maneuver when you don't know exactly what's going to work.
Boost here. That's fine. I'm gonna improvise a little bit. No perfect to attack that spring. Bit of trivia, actually. It may not look like it, but I did. This is the only stage besides TV1 that I've actually held the world record in for a little bit. I don't anymore, but yeah, it's a cool stage. Now here's AC2. AC2 is super infamous. Has what to many is the hardest trick in the run that is widely used. Think of it like the crazy gadget of this game. It's a super elaborate setup. We're not gonna see it until about 40 seconds of the stage. We have this 2D tower climb first. Also, this is the only time we're gonna use the Frenzy Wisp. It's actually slower to use it there, but a lot easier than going through that section without it. And I just gotta make it to the end of the tower climb, and I'll do the skip. You gotta make sure you have enough boost. On Wii, that is a problem, so you grab that little capsule down there. On Ultimate, perfect homing attack. It's and we do a different route on Ultimate because you can't do the Frenzy jump. So we're gonna have a little bit more boost. I'm gonna be quiet, or I can explain the skip.
Alright, so
it saves about 25 seconds.
yeah, so he's gonna be setting up for like another kind of like seam walk on the outside of the map, just like an AP1. But this time he's gonna use a robot bounce to get above the invisible wall and end up out of bounds. There we go. Now we're gonna jump around the trigger to the 2D section and try and enter upside down, and then if we boost into it, the gravity flips gives you a bunch of height, and you'll be able to make it all the way to the end. And there we go, hits the goal ring. Nice.
Yeah, that's a very big nerve-wracking moment in the run right at the end, but we're able to do it.
Yeah, you need to
here's
hold oh, sorry.
Here's AC3, by the way.
That's a stage.
Yeah, here's AC3. Also, you may notice I paused there. That is the only pause buffer I do in this run. And the reason why I pause buffer that, and you may see literally nobody else does it, is because you actually have to hold straight right there. No other angle works, you have to hold directly right. Now, I play on PS4. The PS4 controller does not have notches, and thus holding straight right in a pinch is very tough. You saw me mess it up in TR3. So I pause the game, look down at my hands, make sure I'm holding straight right, and then boost. And pauses are not timed in Egg Shuttle.
Yeah, on PC they actually map the D-pad directions to the cardinal directions on the stick, but it just doesn't work on PS4. Like on PC, you could just use the D-pad to hold directly right there, which is what most PC players do, but you can't do that either, unfortunately.
There's AC4. It's a really stupid stage. You just run around Saturn a few times. It's faster to go in the inside ring and jump. That's what you do. AC5 is a really, really short stage. Yeah, it's pretty fun though. I like to IL it. I'm gonna damage boost through those things. Very important damage boost.
Are AC4 and 5 the only stage where you actually have to spawn the goal ring by doing something? I can't think of any others. You actually have to kill the enemies here to spawn the goal ring. And AC4, you have to hit that switch on the outside ring to spawn the goal ring. I can't really think of any stages where there's anything like that.
There are a few stages that do that, but not in this run. Now here, I'm gonna go for what's called supersonic speed. I'm gonna jump out of this roller coaster fast and boost into rainbow rings. It takes about 10 seconds. I've actually never hit this before.
Let's go! Easy climb.
There we go. Hey, it was the first time.
Yeah, you can only attempt this in a run.
Seconds.
He can't practice this because he plays on PS4, so he can't use infinite boost cheats, and you don't get boost in ILs, and there's no way to get it before that jump, so he just has the 2 runs.
Yeah, so you need boost to do that, and since you start the stage with no boost in ILs, it is impossible to practice it without a Dolphin boost code or something, which I don't have access to. So I either get to practice it once every 40 minutes, or just don't practice it at all. Now here is AC6 skip, super involved, one of the biggest skips in the run, probably the biggest skip in the run. or can explain it real quick where I set it up.
Yeah, it is the biggest skip in the run. So this is going to be the other use of underwater 3D and 2D. So he's just clipped out of bounds in the 2D water section. He's going to go back up to touch a 3D trigger from that free fall section from before. So now he's able to go out of bounds and then just use your water physics to be able to jump again and hit the goal ring. Let's go.
I boosted and stomped just a little bit early, so I didn't boost into the goal ring. Didn't get the 110. Oh, it'll take a 111. That's a fat gold, by the way, but I don't have my splits open. Pretty awesome. Here's AC boss. We're gonna do a glitch to kill him fast. Oh, or not. Okay. You want to homing attack his eye there. If you homing attack the light, you can't actually do it. So yeah, what I'm gonna do right now is just die. That's the fastest thing to do.
So you need to hit the boss 6 times in order for him to drop the laser for you, and the flashlight only has 4 health, so you actually can't get 6 hits. You can't switch targets.
Oh my god. Yeah, so you need a homing attack his eye, and you have like very little control over what Sonic can homing attack.
You could just go for some. Literally everything else has 6 or more health, so you could go for anything but the flashlight.
Oh my god. So yeah, you just want to die.
Funny how dying to this boss can actually be kind of hard sometimes. I even have trouble getting hit by the asteroids when I need to.
Engine. There we go. Should have done that first time, but whatever. This was not PB pace, by the way. There's no chance. So now I hit him a few times. He's actually going to spawn in the rocket. Very important that we get this rocket. And I just hit him once, so he goes to the next section. And I'm just going to use the rocket to hit him and spam the stomp button. And that's going to damage him a ton. And he's just going to kill himself. So you'll see here. I'm going to spam the stomp. There we go. And now I'm just going to do absolutely nothing. And the boss will kill itself. So he's going to spawn like some spikes here. He's going to go into them. And there we go.
I don't know.
Now there is actually a quick... So that's a quick kill. There is actually a quicker kill. It is super precise. You have to rocket on a correct frame. And that'll just kill the boss faster. I've never done it before. I can't really explain it, but yeah, it saves about 10 seconds. But if you miss it, you probably miss the rocket and then your run is dead. So it's super dumb to go for. Here's TV1, the moment you have all been waiting. Shout out to Avi and Deku. They recently tasked the stage and found new strats. Because of that, Avi has the world record now, I do not. But I haven't really got a chance to grind the new strats. And we're not even sure if it's faster on 60 FPS, which is what I can play on. But I do have the only 203s done in runs. I have about 5 of them. I also have the fastest in the top 10. This beginning section is actually the same every single time. The laser pattern's the same. You don't want to hop over these. And now for this section, I'm just going to hold down and do absolutely nothing. Now it is faster to hold down here for some reason. It's the only time I really want to hold the direction in this stage, besides the end. So I'm just going to hold down, do nothing. These guys will never catch up to me. It's pretty funny, actually.
If you start attacking them, they will actually attack you back. But if you never switch lanes, they just leave you alone for the entire section for whatever reason. I got nothing for that.
Alright, so here I'm going to boost and do hops. Now hops will conserve my speed for the boost without actually using boost, which is important because I'm going to want as much boost as possible for this next part. Use 7 hops. It's catching up a little bit, it's a little slow. And here I'm going to spam quick steps, see if I can get it. Okay, I did it. So if you quick step on the right frame there, you could actually collect 2 whisk capsules at once. It is incredibly precise. Very perfect trick. But it'll give you a little extra boost here. But I play it safe normally. It's really important for me to do that in ILs. But in runs, I play it safe so I have enough boost to make it to the end anyway. Or not, and run out. But yeah, there's a 204.
Kind of
sad
funny.
to see the 204, but whatever, I'll take it, I guess.
They just give you the shittiest camera angle of all time at the end, so you can't even see what laser zones he's targeting. So you kind of just hope you have enough boost to just boost the rest of the stage away.
Here's the TV boss. I hate the TV boss. This first part's always the same. He'll use the cube first. And I'm gonna want to perfect homing attack these parts. Let's see if I can get it over there. There we go. That's called a quick hit. That's only possible in the ultimate version due to perfect homing attacks. Skips the little animation of Sonic flying back. Saves about a few seconds each time you do it. You get 4 tries. I was gonna laser. This is always the same. Let's see if I can get a quick hit again here. Nope. So this is the set. This is what it loses like if you don't get it. Loses a bit of time. Now here's where the RNG kicks in. He's gonna go behind me, and the stuff he does now is completely random. Some patterns are faster than other patterns. Generally, we don't want to see cube. See what we get here. Spike. That's really good.
Oh. And okay. Can we get the laser? The IL pattern.
Cube spike. Cube spike is by far the worst.
It sucks. Cube spike is I think in most people's opinion the hardest one to dodge, as well as being the slowest. And if you get hit at any point, you actually get extra cycles from the boss. So you would think that it would be a really easy boss, but actually since you have to do a hit list to get a decent time, it's pretty scary on a good pace.
For sure, yeah.
Especially this fucking cube section, man. If you get a bad pattern where you gotta do 2 quick steps really quickly, it can get really scary.
I'm gonna boost here. It's not actually faster to boost here, but always make sure I'm moving at top speed, because it is faster to hold forward. There we go, and then we're just gonna play some jump rope real quick. This gets kind of tight. If you get hit here, it's not a big deal, because he'll just do like a little short pattern. And there we go. Final hit incoming. Missed a quick hit. 1 for 4, whatever.
Yeah, so the final boss is not actually the end of the run. We actually have another stage. Very hard stage. Never died in that stage in my life. Wink, wink.
I have actually never died at TV2 in my life, but there's always a first for everything. TV2 is next. It is the same pattern each time. I'm just not even gonna change direction. I'm just gonna jump over the center. And the game gives you a time. On Wii, it was always 28:89. On Ultimate, it can range from like 28:86 to 28:90. I happen to be the only runner that gets 28:90 for some reason. But yeah, timing's gonna end on the fade out after TV2. And then the game's gonna give me my final time. I'm just not gonna hold any directions here, just go straight. If you fall at any point, you restart the stage and lose the time that you were in the stage and get shamed eternally.
Yeah, there's only like one part where you could die, which is like the third jump is like kind of tight if you don't lane switch, but you should really never be dying in this stage.
Alright, and time. And that is Sonic Colors Ultimate. 42:48. About a minute and a half off my PB. I'll take it.
Let's go.
And yeah, glad I got to show you guys Egg Shuttle. We have a Discord. Certainly would check it out if I were you guys. And yeah, thanks for this marathon. This marathon was awesome. And now we have a big announcement, so stay tuned.